Financial advisors are liars, and it's holding them back. Today, I'm going to unpack the five hard truths that's costing financial advisors millions of dollars. You ever woke up in the morning and felt feisty? Today was one of those days. I woke up feeling feisty today, so I threw on my boots, my jeans, my t-shirt, my hat. I'm like, today I'm going to record the episode of episodes. It is probably the most controversial episode I've ever recorded. It's a little bit outside of my norm. Usually I'm kind of him-ha, kind of happy-go-lucky. Today I'm intense because it's a very, very somber subject, and it's one that I'm using a little harsher language than I typically use. But it came from a coaching call last month with a financial advisor. I had the privilege of coaching many financial advisors in various platforms, whether that's on a monthly, a weekly, a one-on-one, but I'm coaching many different financial advisors. And this particular financial advisor was just not getting it. And I made this comment. I said, dude, quit lying to yourself. And the financial advisor sat back and he's like, whoa. And he paused and he goes, you're right. I am lying to myself, aren't I? I said, yeah, dude, you're lying to yourself. Then this individual in their wisdom, actually, I think was very profound. They said, and what other ways might I be lying to myself that's cost me money? And then he went on to say, Justin, what other ways do financial advisors lie to themselves that cost money? And I couldn't answer that question. I wasn't prepared for the breadth of that question. So I spent the last month diving into this thought of how is it that financial advisors lie to themselves? Now, look, you may not be a financial advisor. Maybe you're a business owner that owns a chiropractic clinic. Maybe you're like the individual I was speaking to yesterday that's putting together off-road packages for the trails in Moab, Utah, or in the mountains of East Tennessee or West Virginia. Maybe you own a pool company. Maybe you're a doctor of some sort. Whatever your profession is, the principles today are directly applicable to you as a business owner. But I'm going to be talking directly to the financial advisors. And honestly, this is going to be a contentious episode. This is going to cause you to think. And you probably will disagree with me on many things. In fact, I hope you do. I hope you disagree with me, and I hope you're able to defend why I'm wrong. In fact, I'm going to challenge you to take a step further, and on social media or in the YouTube channel, tell me in the comments why I'm wrong. Now, with that being said, I want to bring you back to a very simple principle. For those of us who grew up in Sunday school, maybe we've read this story, maybe we saw the movie with Charlton Heston called The 10 Commandments. It's where God himself used his finger, so to speak, to put the 10 Commandments on 2 stone tablets, and the Israelites used these as their guiding principles. They were the original 10 laws. Later, there was something over 600 laws that were provided to the Israelites. And it was such a monumental move that it shaped human history, these 10 commandments. In fact, here in the United States, we have the 10 commandments on various monuments around our country. I'm headed to Washington, D.C. in a few weeks, and I know when I get there that there are 10 commandments plastered on several of our national monuments there. We all might recognize some of the 10 commandments like, don't have any other God before you, don't kill, don't steal. But did you realize there's an 11th commandment? I heard this growing up a lot. My mom would say, son, you're breaking the 11th commandment. Those of you who've never heard, the 11th commandment is, fool not thyself. In other words, don't lie to yourself. In fact, mom would often say, son, I don't want you to lie. You can lie to other people. I don't like it. Neither does God, but you never lie to yourself. When you start lying to yourself, then you end up believing your own lies, and they change who you are. They change your outlook. They change your trajectory. They change your ethos. They change your motivation. They change the lens of which we view life in. So today, I'm going to come at you pretty hard as a financial advisor to a financial advisor. I spent the last 2 decades in the financial advisory space, and I've reached some national awards. I've had some monumental moves. I'm considered to be an influencer in the space by many outside vendors. And so from somebody who's walked the walk and somebody who's talking the talk, I'm not going to pull punches today. It's going to be a rough one. So let me challenge you. Buckle up. Here we go. As my dad would say, buckle up, buttercup. Here we go. The very first thing where financial advisors lie to themselves is this. You're not as successful as you think you are. Let me say it again. You as a financial advisor are not as successful as you think you are. What I've noticed in most recent conversation, I've talked to some hundreds, maybe close to 1,000 financial advisors throughout the year 2024. What I've noticed is, quote, average. Average financial advisors believe they are best in class. But the reality is they're stuck at mediocre levels in revenue and in growth. They've inflated their own view of where they're at in business success, but yet they're not comparing it to the industry. Now, I get it. I get it. Being a financial advisor is hard. Making it past your first 12, 18 months is difficult. The retention rate in the financial advisory space is dismal. And I think it's because of the disservice we do in the financial advisory space. You know, if you're a medical doctor, you go to school for years, and then you go through an internship before you go into private practice, before you're able to be an attending physician. In the financial advisory space, it's not that way. You come in with whatever degree you want, and you are thrown into a sales position. And in a sales position, trying to have very technical knowledge and trying to get people to trust you in your early days as a financial advisor, it's hard. It's hard. And so for those of us who do get past that infancy of a financial advisor, the startup, the new bird on the block, so to speak, the baby bird that's out of the nest, if you do make it past that, there is this sense of pride. And it's merited. It is. It is merited because you've achieved something that very few are unable to achieve. But here's the reality. And the reality is not as rosy as many times when I'm talking to financial advisors that they make it believe. Get this. The average financial advisor, according to Financial Advisor Transitions, the average financial advisor generates $324,000 per year. And that's after surveying almost 20,000 advisors. Now, if I go to any other business industry out there and they say you only generate $300,000 a year, what? That is dismal across the small business landscape. But we financial advisors, we actually take pride in this idea that, hey, we made it and we're producing $320,000. I've literally had this conversation as of late. Get this, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average financial advisor salary or take-home pay hovers around about $95,000. It's odd to me and shocking to me that an industry that generates for themselves less than six figures on average goes out and tells people who make significantly more how to live their life. It's perplexing to me. What's even more dismal is that so many financial advisors who are solo practitioners or who own their own RIA, maybe in the startup phase, they're operating on razor thin margins and they're actually struggling to scale and to attract the very clients which are going to help them scale. Why is it? Because as an industry, we view ourselves as being successful. When we compare ourselves to the rest of the world or other industries out there, we're barely touching the tip of the iceberg, friends. Here's a real life example. I recently was pitched for a guest to come on the show. We've been having guests come on the show that I think can impact your life. And these people pay to come on the show. That's fine. They want to pay because it costs money to produce a podcast, believe it or not. So they want to pay to come on the show. So this was pitched to me as a successful financial advisor in their 50s. And the data points on the narrative was very impressive. I was like, man, this individual is somebody I want to chat with. And when I got into that, I asked the guy, what makes you successful? He said, well, I'm in my mid-50s. I've been running my practice for 20 years, and I've just produced $375,000. And I'm above average. That means I'm successful. Now, to me, what was crazy about that conversation was not the amount of revenue he's producing. It was the fact that he was coming on my show to figure out how to get more clients for himself. He was going to pitch his advisory service through my show, which I don't have a problem with as long as it's disclosed. But when I dug deeper, to me, the mindset that this individual had, that $375,000 was successful, and I guess to some point, depending on how you define success, it could be, but to me, it didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. Oftentimes, I'll talk with financial advisors or business owners, and I ask them to be realistic about their financial goals. And what they often do is they refuse to face their own data points. I can remember sitting on a mountaintop in West Virginia. I talk about this often. It was an epiphany to me. I'd been a business owner for over 20 years. I was a mediocre financial advisor. I'm just being candid in terms of revenue production. I had won awards and I had a good client base, but my revenue production wasn't very good. I think I was doing about $250,000 recurring revenue at that point. And I'm like, I got to break this thing. It's not going to grow. And the day I became honest about where I was and where I could be, where I was mediocre and I could be best in class, whenever I quit lying to myself, my dreams, my aspiration, my company blew up. It went to the direction that my vision then was casted. So let me ask you a simple question. Are you lying to yourself about your success? Here's my challenge to you. No matter who you are, pull out your P&L. Look at the actual numbers. Ask yourself this question. Am I today truly best in class? Just using the financial data points. Let's just stop right there. Am I truly best in class? And if you're not, may I challenge you to make 2025 your breakout year? You could change your company for the rest of your life next year. Do you realize you could double or triple the value of your company in 1 year's time? It can be done. I've done it. And trust me, if this country boy from East Tennessee who grew up on a dirt road in South Georgia can do it, friends, you can do it. But you cannot do it if you're lying to yourself. You cannot grow to the aspiration to be best in class if you have this mindset that mediocrity is best in class. It is not. I may have challenged you to be the very best that God created you to be. That one's not too bad. It's going to get rougher here, friends. The second thing, buckle up. Here we go. Financial advisors are lying to themselves in this aspect. They're chasing credentials in order to save their business. Oh, yep. Mic drop. I said it. Think about it. Go on LinkedIn today, type in the word financial advisor. Look at the data points on each of these financial advisors. Friends, I saw somebody yesterday that had 17 letters after their name, and they were trying to figure out how to get more clients. I was laughing. I was like, dude, you're missing the boat, man. It is so ridiculous to me that in the financial community, the financial advisor community, that we as a group think that having this alphabet soup after our names is going to make clients come and just beat on our doors and say, oh, almighty, we want your knowledge. Come and let us work with you. Would you please take me on as a client? It doesn't happen. Here's the reality right now. FINRA is tracking 245 professional designations, 245. That's up 45% since 2016. Here's another interesting fact. The Journal of Financial Analysis finds that there is no significant correlation between credentials and superior client outcomes. If we, as financial advisors, and I know you do because I work with so many of you, you have this heart to help your clients achieve everything that they can achieve. You want to see them be their very best. It's this heart that's so attractive to me. It's this heart that you love the people that you have the honor and privilege to serve, and you want them to have the outcome. But there is no direct correlation between that outcome and your alphabet soup. But somehow we in the financial world have lied to ourselves that we need to have these designations out there. And we spend thousands of dollars per year on certificates and conferences and additional knowledge, only to fall dismal. Here's a very bold statement, and this is going to feel like a slap across the face. And honestly, I want it to feel that way for financial advisors. I want you to hear me on this. There are people right now in our community, there are financial advisors out there that have inferior education and nowhere near the credentials that perhaps you have, that are making 10x the revenue and impacting 10x the lives that you're doing. There are people out there in the financial space that don't have the alphabet soup, that may not have a CFP, that may not have some fancy education from some fancy college somewhere, that are impacting more lives and helping people achieve their outcomes while at the same time achieving a greater level of income for themselves and their family. That should be a wake-up call because it's not about the alphabet soup, friends. I don't think I've ever said this on the air anywhere. When I graduated homeschooling in 1997, yeah, you figure out how old I am, 45. When I graduated homeschooling in 1997, as a homeschooler, I could not attend a government institution. I could not go to college. No matter how good, and it was really good, my SAT scores were. My SAT scores would allow me to go to many Ivy League schools on a paid-for scholarship. But because I didn't go to a government-ran indoctrination system, as I call them, I could not go to college. So at that point, I swore off that education in formality is unneeded. Now, you may disagree with me. I don't care. That's what I believe still to this day for many people. For many people. Not for all, but for many people. So I went and got a horticulture degree, 2-year horticulture degree from the University of Georgia through Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College. It was a fun program, learn how to grow grass. And then I came into the financial world and passed my CFP first time through within the first 18 months of entering the industry. Passed it, aced it actually. After I passed the exam, there was a period where they were doing some things and the CFP board came out and said, you cannot use a CFP mark unless you have a 4-year degree. And at that point, I was trying to decide, do I need the CFP mark or not? I didn't have any credentials. So I made a decision that, yes, I'll go to school. So I completed my undergraduate at the University of Phoenix Online in roughly about 12, 18 months, give or take. Knocked it out, got my CFP mark. You may say, well, Justin, that credential helped you. It did. It did. That one credential helped me. It helped me because at that particular time, the CFP was rare. At that particular time. Today, it's everywhere. I didn't earn any more credentials until a client of mine asked me to help him with a very unique problem. Then I earned my CEPA, Certified Exit Planning Advisor credential. But the CFP nor the CEPA yielded the results that I was experiencing. See, before I had the CFP, I was the top advisor of the year for a national firm. I had made over $500,000 in a year and had built a best-in-class book before I ever had the CFP. So this idea that we have to have these credentials is ludicrous. May I challenge you? Here's where you're lying to yourself. Education without application leads to stagnation. You don't need another credential. Instead, you need to do the difficult work. Earning knowledge, gaining knowledge is not hard for us in the financial world. We love it. That's why we pursue education. What's hard for us as financial advisors is letting go and trusting our team to do their job. What's hard for us is shifting a client that we no longer can serve effectively to another advisor. What's hard for us is staying focused on only what we're good at and not trying to do 1,000 different things, becoming a jack of all trades. What's hard for us is applying growth principles to our own business. That's what's hard for us. So what we do is we line up to get a credential, thinking that that's going to be the answer. It's not. Instead, apply what you already know to apply. Do the hard work. Do the things you don't want to do and watch your business transform. The third lie is this: stop selling yourself short with low fees. Ooh, yep, I'm going there. Here we go. Let the comments flow, friends. I can't wait to see them. We as an industry, we as financial advisors are in a race to the bottom in fees while undervaluing our expertise and sabotaging our businesses. That's right. Let me give you the data points. For roughly the last 10 years, we as an industry have been charging 1.02% according to Advisor HQ in terms of AUM fees for asset management. That hasn't moved much. It's pretty stable there. But what we as financial advisors are doing, and I've seen this all the time, is not where we used to charge 1.02% or 1% to manage the assets. Now we're charging 1% to manage the assets, plus do comprehensive financial planning, plus do tax planning, plus meet with your CPA, plus meet with your attorney, plus wash your dog, plus park your car, plus do whatever else. That doesn't make any sense to me. What we're doing is we're devaluing our expertise by not aligning the price point with our value. But in our world, we think it's logical. It's a race to the bottom. We don't even value our own advice. If we did, we would charge for it. When I had my financial advisory practice, I desired to work with premium clients that paid premium dollars, but also expected premium results and premium service. That's what I wanted. So I had a premium offer. If I wanted to work with those premium clients and they expected premium service and premium results, if I came into a premium client and offered them a premium product at a discounted rate, they're savvy enough, so are you, to realize that something doesn't line up. When we package on all these things for free as part of the service, doesn't make any sense. So if you want to be a premium advisor and work with premium clients, you've got to quit lying to yourself. You've got to offer your premium solutions at a premium price point, because premium clients want premium price point and premium solution and premium results. So friends, may I challenge you, change your outcome. Look, whenever I raise my fees, I lost the tire kickers, but the premium clients who valued my expertise came in as the droves. And that's one of the keys that allowed me to grow my business from 0 to an 8-figure exit in 49 months. Okay, here we go. Number 4. I even hate to say this one, but here we go. You're a hypocrite. That's right, financial advisors, you're a hypocrite. Here's why I say that. You're uncoachable. Oh yes, he went there. Yep. All right, I'm going to have to hire some guards because this is going to get ugly. But here we go. I have this as my core belief. Feel free to make it yours. But here's literally how I believe. Every single day, as a financial advisor, you have the honor and privilege to sit across the table from somebody who trusts you and who leans into your advice, and you coach them every single day of your life as a financial advisor. You take on their dreams, you take on their realities, you take on their problems, you look out in front of them and you're trying to help them with every way you possibly know how to help them. You're trying to help them reach their goals. And when they do, man, you celebrate alongside them, as you should. That's what makes this financial advisory world so impactful. However, you yourself never put yourself in the position as your clients. I have this belief that if you're a coach, and financial advisors, you are a coach, but yet you're not being coached, then you should quit. That's what I believe. Why? Because it's almost like do as I say, not as I do. I can't tell you the power I've had with clients whenever I say, here's how I would go about this. And by the way, here's what my coach is telling me along the same lines. And here's what I'm doing. How many of us as parents have often been caught, well, Daddy, you don't do that. Ooh, it's like a dagger to our heart. It's like a dagger to our heart. But yet we as financial advisors, we know it all. We have these credentials, right? We've been in the industry. We actually have the audacity. I think it's crazy to me. We have the audacity to go to somebody who's amassed $2, $3, $4 million, probably over 20, 30 years of their life, 2 or 3 decades of their life. And us in our pride, us in our lack of humility, go to them because we have this little credential. Oh, we passed a little test. We've been in the financial world 3, 4, 5 years. And we're like, hey, you can trust me. You can trust me. I know what I'm doing. And this guy's like, I've been working on this baby right now in my portfolio for 30 years. You think I'm going to trust you? See, there's this mindset, but we're not able to be coached. In fact, here's the studies. The study says, according to FPA, that 74%, not even 100% of us, 74% of financial advisors recognize there is value in coaching. Not even all of us. That's why I know we're lying to ourselves. Only 34% actively engage in it. Ooh, yep. 66% of financial advisors do not get coaching. Talk about pride. Talk about hypocritical. What's interesting is this. The International Coaching Federation has proven time and time again, there's a 7x ROI on businesses and professionals that invest in professional coaching. 7x ROI return. This is why whenever I had that mountaintop epiphany in West Virginia, and I'm like, I am not going to be an average, mediocre financial advisor. I want to be somebody that can impact literally every client I have the opportunity to impact them. I want to impact them and drive them to where they want to be, and at the same time impact and create generational wealth for my family. That was my dream. I don't hide that, nor have I hid that for over a decade now since I launched on this journey. And in that moment, I said, I need somebody who's been in front of me, who's been out there, who's already done this, that I can respect, that can lean into me like my old soccer coach or like my wrestling coach or football coach. They can lean into me and say, hey, Goodbread, you're wrong, like I did with that client. Hey, man, quit lying to yourself. I wanted somebody who could lean into me because I realized that if I could find a best-in-class coach who could speak into me, who's already been down that journey before, and they could speak into me, I'm not going to like it, but I may be able to shortcut my success route. I'm able to not make the same dumb mistakes that that person made. But yet we as financial advisors, we take a different approach. And this is where it's going to get hard. Ooh, I even hate to say it. This doesn't get real here, friends. We go to a client and they have, let's say, $2 million or $3 million, and we charge them 1%. Just use that as an average. So we make $20,000 to $30,000 in revenue off that client. And we have not been saving or investing for as long as perhaps that client has. We don't have near the expertise in their area of business as perhaps that client has. In fact, many times we're a novice, and this individual is paying us $20,000, $30,000 a year to handle decades of their hard work. But when it comes time for us to hire that coach, and they tell us that their price point is $2,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, we look and we say, man, that's expensive. There's no way I'd ever pay that. And we go to somebody who charges $30 a month. Or better yet, we go out to this plethora of coaches. There are coaches everywhere for us financial advisors who have actually never been in the seat of a financial advisor, or they washed out. They couldn't make it. And yet we go to them and lean on their advice when they had never even done the job that we're doing. Talk about hypocritical. We want to charge somebody tens of thousands of dollars, and we don't have the time and the seat to actually merit it. But whenever we've come across somebody, and there's a few of us out there who have actually built firms, scaled firms, reached national awards, and we're like, hey, they're going to charge us $5,000 a month. Oh, that's too expensive. I've never paid that much. You're right. You would never pay that much, and you won't get that 7x return that individual can show you as they drive your company forward. I was just naive and dumb enough to trust that somebody who had gone before me, who could look at my dreams, my aspirations, who I would give authority to speak into my life, and who cared about my outcome the same way you care about your clients. I was actually dumb enough to say, you know what? It's just money. It's just money. I'm going to find a way to hire the best out there. Listen to them, especially the advice I don't like. Listen to them and apply it. And friends, my results, and I can give you countless testimonies of clients that I've had the privilege of coaching, the results speak for themselves. 7x is at the nominal rate. So my challenge to you is quit being hypocritical. If you're a coach, and you are as a financial advisor, Hire a coach. Hire somebody who can read the label outside the jar that you're in. Hire somebody who can help you shortcut your success. Hire somebody with quit being so daggum cheap. Hire somebody, use the money that you're making and deploy it back into your company to accelerate your success curve. We want premium clients, but yet we're not willing to pay premium prices. It makes no sense. No wonder you have a problem attracting premium clients because you don't even believe what you're selling. Friends, it's time to quit being hypocritical. Hire you a coach who can change your life for the rest of your life and pay them what they think they're worth. I'm almost done with this point, but I gotta hit this home. You see, I love it when a coach tells me their premium price. In fact, I just hired a coach, $20,000 for a 2-day event. Whenever they tell me a premium price like that, what my mind does is not to how expensive it is. I don't ask that expensive question like, what if it doesn't work? It's the most expensive question there is. I don't ask that. Instead, what I say is, interesting. This person believes with all their heart that they're worth $20,000, $10,000 a day to help me on this one area. Okay. They've worked with other people before. Therefore, if what they're selling at that price point is what they believe it to be, then I'm going to trust them on it. Well, Justin, what if it's not? Yeah, that's happened a few times. But even those, I learned so much. I had this example this year where I hired a coach. It was 18 grand. And we got in about halfway through and I'm like, dude, this is not what you told me. And he's like, you're right. I'm sorry. And we reached an agreement where they gave me back $9,000. Okay. So I lost 9 grand. I didn't lose it because I learned some things and it was tuition for me. So hire a coach, quit being cheap, man. Get you somebody that can motivate you, that can help you reach your goals. If you don't, 2025 is just going to be just like 2024. Okay. Here's the last one. Number 5. You ask your clients about their dreams, but you ignore your own. I'm preaching to me now. Friends. I cannot tell you how many times, hundreds if not thousands of times, I sat with clients over my last 22 years and said, tell me what your dreams are. Where do you want to be? What's your goals? What different words are throughout different time periods? And they'll say, I want to retire. I can see ourselves in Italy. I can see ourselves doing a wine tour. I can't wait to have my grandbabies on the beach. Man, I see this house on the Florida Keys. These are the dreams I have. Or, you know what? I'm ready to sell my business and I want to just take some time off and enjoy my family. These are the dreams. But as the old saying goes, the cobbler's kid's shoes are never shod. As the old saying goes, you yourself have not sat down with somebody from the outside and challenged you and perhaps your significant other to say, what is it that you truly desire? And are you moving yourself forward to that journey? I have a friend of mine that we talk every Monday, and this individual, he and I coach each other. He's a mentor of mine, somebody I deeply respect, a financial advisor that I've helped, and he had a significant exit. It was fun, but I deeply respect this individual. And every week we answer that question every single week. What is our goal for this week? And how does it align with our 5-year plan and our lifetime plan? That is our question every single week. But not only that, not only do I have mentors like my friend, I also have coaches who are asking me that exact same question, just like you're asking to your clients. What's sad to me, what breaks my heart, and I literally have this happen weekly, is I have financial advisors reach out and they're like, Goodbread, how in the world did you scale your practice so quickly? I've been in business now 35 years and I'm stuck. I hit this glass ceiling and I can't figure out how to break through. And I'm going to have to sell my business. But when I run the data points after taxes and all the planning stuff, I don't have enough money. I can't figure out how to break this gap here. When I start asking them simple questions as a coach would, as they do every single day to their clients, they literally sit back and pause and say, I don't know, I've never thought about that. What a waste. What a waste. Friends, quit lying to yourself. Quit lying to yourself. Your dreams, your aspirations, whatever they may be, whether they're spoken or unspoken, they're not going to come to fruition unless you're honest with here is where I'm at today, and here are the steps I'm going to have to take in order for me to reach that. And here's who's going to hold me accountable. And here are the people that I need, and. So let me challenge you. Number 5, write down your goals. Find somebody to hold you accountable. Hire a coach to push you. Push you. Stop settling for mediocrity. There you have it. 5 lies that financial advisors tell themselves, I think, almost daily. You're not as successful as you think. Chasing credentials will not save you or your business. You're selling yourself short with your low fees. You're a hypocrite if you don't have a coach. You're asking clients about their dreams and you're ignoring your own. Now, friends, like I said earlier, I know what I've been talking about is hard, and I'm not pulling any punches today. I'm not. And you recognize that this is typically not the way I speak. Typically, I try to be a little more inspiring, but this client really jazzed me. He really pushed on me a little bit. And I was like, this is an important message. And I can remember having these same talks to myself back on that mountaintop in West Virginia. The difference is between me and the vast majority of those of you who listen to me is I took action. I took action. I changed. I came back to Knoxville and I said, enough's enough. It's time for me to actually do what I teach people to do. It's time for me to hire the right people. It's time for me to get people and pay them a lot of money and help them help me. And friends, 49 months later, my life changed. My challenge to you is quit lying to yourself and transform your business and your life for the rest of your life. Now, do me a favor, leave me a comment. Let me know if I'm spot on. If you're listening to us on Apple, Stitcher, Spotify, whatever it is, leave me a comment. Leave me a review. Tell me Justin has lost his rocker. If you see some of this through the YouTube channel, leave me a comment below and say, hey, Goodbread, I disagree with you and here's why. Let's talk about it. If you come up with a valid point, I would like to have a dialogue with you, a one-on-one dialogue, and let's talk through it. You come up with a valid point on why I'm wrong. I challenge you. If you see me on social media, leave me a comment below. I'd love to have a dialogue with you on why I'm wrong, or maybe I'm right. Let's do it. Let's improve, friends. 2025 could be the year that you rock it out. Till next time, y'all make it a great day.